And welcome into Cullman Today. With us today we have Tony Townsend. Tony is here today. We're going to talk about an autism, not autism walk, but the autism bike ride, and we're going to let you know how you can get involved. And Tony, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us. You know, I know you and your wife, Wanda, a little bit, but we're going to share with our audience a little bit this morning about your children and the reason you have such a strong heart for this first annual bike ride,
right.
Because you have sort of lived this. Tell us about that.
Well, Wanda and I have 6 children, and our third son, Jeremy, was autistic. He is autistic, and he has, been the challenge of our family, of course. And when he was 8, he turned self-abusive, and he had to go away from home. He had to stay in a special place down in Glenwood, which is below Birmingham. And they had to have him in a special home to get him taken care of. And so this November, he will have been there 20 years.
My goodness.
And so I just told my wife, I said, they've helped us all these years. I thought it would be a really good idea that maybe we could try to help them back a little bit.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason we came up with the idea.
Absolutely. And Tony, you know yourself, and I know those of you that are watching know so many children and know so many families that have been touched by autism as one of the special needs out there. And thank goodness that we have a place like Glenwood, and that is also through the Autism Society of Alabama. So we'll learn a little bit more about that as time goes on. But this ride, I know you obviously ride bicycles, is that right?
Yes, I have for about 8 years now.
Okay, all right. Good therapy, isn't it?
Oh yes, it's done me a world of good.
See, I
health-wise and otherwise too.
See, I need to be doing that too. Everybody's invited, children, adults.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, we have 3 different routes.
Okay.
We have an 8-mile, what I call an 8-mile fun ride, and then we have a 23-mile intermediate ride, which will go through downtown Hanceville.
Okay.
It starts at the Fest Hall this Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And we will go down East Hanceville Highway down to Hanceville. Then there's a 41-mile bike ride that goes down to Garden City. It will turn right there and go follow the Mulberry River and come out on Highway 91.
Beautiful. And
back up to Hanceville again and then back to Cullman.
Okay.
Then I wasn't going to do this until I was told by a lady that I needed to do this, so I'm going to have 4 stationary bikes underneath the Fest Hall for those that don't even want to get on the road and ride.
Neat,
okay.
Neat. Okay.
So that will be what we'll have available for everybody.
Okay.
And
that's great, because there are people that would love to give back and give to the Autism Society, but they couldn't. That's a great idea. Now the 8-mile ride, is it going to be just through Hanceville? Is that, or from the Fest Hall? Yeah,
it'll be from the Fest Hall down to Bolte Road.
Okay.
It'll turn left and go down to the next stop sign and turn left again, and it'll be on Welty Road and then come back into town.
Okay.
It's just a little short ride.
A little short ride. But that would be great for those folks that maybe have young kids that would like to ride. And 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old, that would be a great ride, wouldn't it?
We want to teach them bike safety too. That everybody that comes has to wear a helmet.
Absolutely.
That's required.
Right.
And we'll be giving out these jerseys.
Okay.
So that everybody will be well seen.
Exactly.
I want everybody to be looking nice, but also to be well seen.
Absolutely.
To be protected as they ride.
Safe.
So I'm giving these away as well.
Okay.
And also those that participate will get a free lunch at Rumor's Deli.
Okay, wonderful.
So I'm trying to make it worth their while as well. So
absolutely. Now tell us about, do we need to let you know before Saturday, or can we show up Saturday morning at say 9 or 9:30 and register?
Right. Registration starts Saturday morning at 8:30.
At 8:30, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ride will start at 10.
At 10, okay.
And the mayor, Cullman, will be there to start the race.
Great.
So I'm hoping it will be just a fun day.
Right.
For the people. It's not we're not out to race, and even though it's called a race, but it stands for Ride for Autism Cullman event.
Okay.
But it's called a race. So
okay.
My wife didn't like the idea. She thinks everybody's going to tear out
race.
And I said, well, I know a lot of bikers, and that's what they'll do. They'll race anyway.
There's a little competition element there anyway, so no matter what you say.
but we will have a police escort out of the city of limits of Cullman. So trying to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely.
And once we get out of the city limits, there will be a group of motorcycles that will help lead the way. We will also have signs on the road where there will be 3 colored arrows on there. And depending on which route you purchase, you will have a colored wristband, and it will be colored with the same arrow on the sign.
Great.
So you just follow the arrow, the color of your arrow on your sign, and you shouldn't get lost.
Absolutely,
hopefully. And
so the short one, you would just turn to the left, and then the other 2, just know that you're going to continue all the way down Old Hanceville Highway, and then into Hanceville. And then once you get to Hanceville, if you don't want to do that 41 mile, which you, if you're like me and not used to it, you couldn't do the 41 mile. But no, we've got lots of people out there that can. West Warren, a lot of those folks that bike, a lot, they can do those rides.
Dr.
Brian Witcher.
Dr. Bolden.
Yes. They like to do those.
So they're going to ride.
Good. Do you already have a certain amount of people signed up to ride?
We have some, but not as many as I want to have. I bought 100 jerseys. I want to give all of them away.
I was going to say,
I don't want to keep them. They don't need them. So I want that many to show up if at all possible. I do have some people that sent their registration in from Aniana. We went to Birmingham and went to all their bike shops and put up posters, left them registration forms. We went to the city of Huntsville, went to all their bike shops. So the word's out there. We've got it on Facebook. And it's also on the Autism Society's Facebook, or their website. We just got the word out there. Everybody I talk to, they say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that."
You're going to have a big turnout.
I hope so.
The day's going to be beautiful. I've already looked at the weather, and it's going to be pretty that day. It's going to be cool and sunshiny. Perfect day for a wonderful bike ride through our beautiful county, and just know that you're doing something to benefit so many people that have been touched by autism. I think it's wonderful. And I know what's going to happen. You're going to run out of shirts, and it's going to grow, and everybody's going to look forward to it next year. So just be prepared.
I hope so.
It's going to be great. So get there now between 8 and 8:30. Be there by 8:30 and get registered if you haven't already done so online. Going on your ride, and then you'll come back and have lunch, hopefully as a group there at Rumors. Probably, I don't have a clue what time people will be back off of the one ride. It'll take a while.
If you take a leisurely ride for the little 8 mile, you should be back no later than 11. So you should start at 11. Now those doing the 41,
it's going to be a while, isn't it?
It'll be about 2.5 hours for them. Depends on how good they are.
Yeah,
if they're good, they'll be back.
And do you have to have a certain kind of bike to do this? Does it need to be one of those real expensive jobbies with all that stuff, or does it matter?
If you're going to do a 41 mile, it would be really nice to have the nice road bikes. When I first started riding, I had a mountain bike. And it's a big, heavy bike. And I did okay with it, but after a year or two of that, I feel like I don't need this anymore, and I went and bought me a regular, nice road bike.
One of the light titanium bikes?
And it makes all the difference in the world.
And I go like this because sometimes you could just lift them up with 2 fingers, can't you?
Oh, yes, you can.
You know the kind I want, and I don't know, Tony, if you've seen these or not, but I've seen them recently. I want the kind that looks like a tricycle. You sit in this really neat seat, but the only bad thing about it, they're sort of low to the ground, but you're really moving, and it has a great seat, so you won't get tired. I don't know where you buy them, but if I could get one before Saturday, I'd be on that out there riding too.
That's called a recumbent bike.
Recumbent, so there is,
Oh yes, they do make them.
They do make them,
There's a gentleman here in Cullman that has one, and you'll see him riding around Sportsman's Lake a lot.
So he's, and the purpose in one of those bikes is just a little bit more comfort, I would think.
Well, some people have bad back problems and stuff like that. So
and you couldn't sit up.
So when you're on a regular road bike, you're bent way over. And that would be a hard thing for them to do. So they buy this recumbent bike, and they can just lay back and ride.
You can still get enough exercise, can't you, by doing that?
You do get exercise.
So there might be hope for me yet. Hold your shirt up one more time. Folks, get out there Saturday morning, this Saturday at Fest Hall. Try to get there at least by 8:30. Wasn't hard to get there by 8:15, something like that. Everybody gets one of those, and that signs up to ride the bike, and know that all the proceeds, and we didn't talk about that, how much is it to ride?
The 8 mile is $50.
Okay.
The 23 mile is $75.
All right.
And the 41 miles $100.
All right. And know that all the proceeds will be going back to Autism Society of Alabama. So it's a wonderful program. And Tony, thank you for what you're doing. I think it's great. And
well, thank you.
We just hope that everybody will turn out. And if you can't be there, pray for everybody that it's going to be a great turnout. And of course, we'll be back right after this.